My wife said at the pool party, his dad bod is why I never post him, while grabbing her ex's abs. I said, post this instead. Then I did a backflip into the pool and came up wearing single life swim trunks. Her ex's wife saw everything. I, 34M, am currently sitting in the cab of my F-250, eating a double cheeseburger with bacon and watching my phone vibrate itself off the dashboard. If you are reading this, you might have seen the video. It's the one titled, Blue Collar Belly Flop of Justice, that is currently making the rounds on local Facebook groups. If you haven't seen it, buckle up. I'm going to tell you how a 4th of July pool party turned into the Independence Day of my marriage. First, let's get the specs out of the way. I'm a commercial electrician. I spend my days hauling heavy conduit, climbing scaffolding, and wrestling with cables thick enough to tow a tank. I'm 6 feet 1 inch, 245 pounds. Do I have a six-pack? No. I have a keg. I like beer. I like ribs. But I'm built like a chest freezer. Functional, sturdy, and full of meat. If you need a fridge carried up 3 flights of stairs alone, I'm your guy. If you need an Instagram model, look elsewhere. My wife, Chloe, 30F, is different. She works in social media coordination, which mostly involves posting photos of her latte art and using words like curated and aesthetic. Over the last year, she's become obsessed with appearances. Everything in our house has to be white, beige, or sad gray. She's constantly nagging me to lean out, try keto, or wear loafers. I don't wear loafers. I wear boots. We've been married 4 years. The mask started slipping about 6 months ago. She became secretive with her phone, started taking long walks to clear her head, and stopped posting photos of us together. I'm not stupid. I knew the disrespect was brewing, but I'm a tradesman. I don't act on feelings. I act on blueprints. I needed proof before I started demolition. Yesterday, Chloe insisted we go to a 4th of July pool party. It's just Jenny from my yoga class hosting. She lied. It's going to be chill. Please, Mark, I need you to network. Just wear something nice and don't embarrass me with your whole vibe. I didn't want to go. I wanted to grill a brisket and watch baseball. But she gave me the supportive husband guilt trip, so I caved. Now, here is the serendipitous part. The universe looking out for me. I'm the best man for my buddy's wedding next month. As a gag gift for his bachelor party in Vegas, I bought a pair of custom swim trunks. They are neon electric blue, I mean radioactive blue, and they have "Single Life" printed in massive bold white block letters across the front and back. I was running late getting dressed, and thanks to Chloe's refusal to do laundry, it ruins her manicure. I had 0 clean underwear, so I improvised. I threw the neon gag trunks on underneath my respectable navy blue board shorts. I figured, who cares? I'm not swimming. I'm going to stand by the cooler, drink a light beer, and leave in an hour. We pulled up to the house. It wasn't Jenny from yoga's house. It was a McMansion in the richest part of town. Columns, fountains, rented Ferraris in the driveway. The backyard looked like a casting call for a reality show about people who are allergic to manual labor. Veneers, spray tans, and dudes wearing sunglasses that cost more than my first truck. We walked in and Chloe immediately transformed. She arched her back, sucked in her stomach, and put on her influencer voice, 3 octaves higher than normal. Oh my God. Hi everyone, she squealed. I wandered off to find the bar. I grabbed a beer and found a spot in the shade observing the wildlife. That's when I saw him. Standing by the diving board was a guy I recognized from an old photo album I found in Chloe's parents' basement years ago. Let's call him Kyle. Kyle is Chloe's one that got away. The college ex-boyfriend, the personal trainer who broke her heart because he wouldn't commit. She told me he moved to LA 5 years ago. Apparently, he was back. He looked like he was manufactured in a factory that makes Ken dolls but forgot to install the brain. 8-pack abs, 0 body hair, teeth so white they were a traffic hazard. I watched Chloe. She wasn't surprised. She made a beeline for him. She didn't introduce me. She didn't even look back. She walked right up to Kyle and her body language shifted from wife to single girl on the prowl, instantly touching his arm, laughing too hard, flipping her hair. I stayed put. I wanted to see where this went. I'm a patient man. I waited for the concrete to set. About an hour in, I was on my third beer, leaning against a pillar, invisible to my wife. She was standing in a circle by the pool edge with Kyle, two other women who looked like Chloe clones, the clones, and a few random dudes. I drifted closer, acting like I was looking for a trash can. Kyle was shirtless, obviously, flexing every time a breeze hit him. "You look incredible, Kyle," one of the clones said. "What is your routine?" "Oh, you know," Kyle said, flexing a pec. "Clean eating 2 a days, no excuses. It's a lifestyle." Chloe laughed and then she did it. She reached out and actually grabbed Kyle's abs. Her hand lingered. It wasn't a friendly tap. It was a caress. "Right," Chloe said loud enough for the whole patio to hear. "I keep telling Mark he needs to get on your program, but he loves his burgers too much." She rolled her eyes dramatically. "Honestly, his dad bod is why I never post him on my main feed. It ruins the aesthetic. I mean, look at this." She slapped Kyle's stomach again. "This is what a man should look like. Sometimes I have to close my eyes and pretend, you know." The circle laughed. Kyle smirked, clearly loving the ego stroke. "Hey babe, don't be too hard on him," Kyle said with zero sincerity. "Not everyone is built for performance." The disrespect was so palpable, I could taste it. It tasted like pennies. She just told a circle of strangers she pretends I'm her ex to get through the night. But here is what Chloe didn't notice. Sitting on a lounge chair about 10 foot behind Kyle was a woman. She was wearing a massive sun hat, reading a Kindle, and sipping a very expensive-looking drink. She looked fierce. She looked like she owned the deed to the McMansion. This was Tiffany. I didn't know her name then, but I know it now. Tiffany is Kyle's wife, and Tiffany was watching the whole thing over the top of her sunglasses. The pieces clicked. Chloe thought Kyle was single. Kyle was letting Chloe think he was single. Tiffany was gathering evidence. And me? I was the punchline. Not today. I finished my beer in one long swallow. I crushed the can. The crunch made a few people turn. I walked right into the center of the circle. Chloe jumped. She looked guilty for a split second, then annoyed. "Mark," she snapped. "We were just talking about fitness. Don't be weird." I smiled. It was the smile I give when a client tries to tell me they can wire a panel themselves. Fitness, right? Discussing the aesthetic. I looked at Kyle. "Nice abs, man. Very symmetrical." Kyle puffed up. "Thanks, bro, takes dedication." "I bet," I said. I looked at Chloe. "So, I ruined the feed, huh? Dad bod is a problem. You have to pretend." "Oh my God, Mark. It was a joke." She huffed, crossing her arms. "Don't be so sensitive. Take a picture of us, will you? The lighting is perfect." She leaned into Kyle, putting her hand on his chest again. "Just get the abs in the frame." I pulled out my phone, but I didn't open the camera. "You know what?" I said, my voice carrying. "I have a better idea. You want content? Let's give them content." "What are you doing?" Chloe asked, her voice pitching up. I reached down to the waistband of my navy blue board shorts. "You said I'm not single material because of the bod," I said, unbuttoning the fly. "But I think I've been wearing the wrong uniform." I dropped the board shorts. There in all their neon blue glory were the single-life trunks. They were tight. They were bright and the words were impossible to miss. The circle went silent. Chloe's jaw dropped. I think these fit the aesthetic better, I said. Since you're basically dating Kyle here, Mark, she shrieked. Put your pants on. You're insane. Post this instead, I yelled. I turned around, gave my butt a little shake so they could read the single life on the back, and then I ran. I hit the edge of the pool. I'm 245 pounds, remember? But I was a diver in high school. Muscle memory is a beautiful thing. I launched. I tucked. I executed a near-perfect backflip. Splash. I hit the water with the force of a falling piano. I made sure to aim for maximum displacement. A tidal wave of chlorinated water erupted, drenching Chloe, Kyle, the clones, and their phones. I surfaced, slicking my hair back. I felt fantastic, weightless. I looked at the pool deck. Chloe was standing there, mascara running, her perfectly straightened hair plastered to her skull. Kyle looked like a wet cat. But the best part, Tiffany. Tiffany had stood up. She wasn't wet. She was safely out of the splash zone and she was slow clapping. I climbed out of the pool, dripping water, the neon trunks gleaming in the sun. Well, I said to Chloe, I'm going to head out. I think Kyle can give you a ride home. His suspension might handle your baggage better than my truck. Chloe started to scream. You ruined everything. You childish idiot. You humiliated me. Then Tiffany stepped in. Tiffany walked up to the circle. She was wearing expensive jewelry and a look that could peel paint. She looked at Kyle. So Tiffany said, her voice calm and terrifying. This is the crazy ex you told me was blocked. Kyle went pale. Babe, wait. She cornered me. I didn't. Tiffany held up a hand. Shut up, Kyle. I heard the pretend it's Brad comment and I saw you flex. You're pathetic. She turned to Chloe. Chloe was trying to wipe water off her phone, shivering. And you, Tiffany said, looking Chloe up and down like she was a stain on the rug. You can have him, but just so you know, the Porsche is leased in my name. The house is in my trust, and Kyle has a credit limit of $500 on my card. Tiffany turned to me. Nice flip. You stuck the landing. Thanks, I said. Nice hat. Tiffany turned back to Kyle. I'm going to call the gate and have your access revoked. Don't come home. She walked away. A queen. I grabbed my bundle of clothes and my cooler. Mark, Chloe screamed, realizing the boat was sinking and I was the only life raft. Wait, you can't leave me here. You have the keys. I looked at her. I looked at Kyle, who was currently trying to chase Tiffany while holding up his soaking wet shorts. Call an Uber, I said. Use the joint account. Oh, wait. I pulled out my phone and tapped the banking app. Card cancelled. Try Venmo. I walked to my truck. I didn't look back, but I heard the chaos. I heard Chloe sobbing. I heard the splash of someone else getting pushed into the pool. I pray it was Kyle. Update, the flying monkeys. I drove straight to a motel. I wasn't going home. I needed to decompress. About an hour later, the text started. Not just from Chloe, but from the clones. Text from Clone 1. You are disgusting. Leaving your wife stranded. That was abuse. She is crying in the Uber. You need to apologize and pay for her emotional damages. My reply, she told a party she pretends I'm her ex during sex. She grabbed another man's body. I have the video. Want me to post it and tag your husband? Radio silence. Then Chloe's mom called. Mark, she's here. She's hysterical. How could you humiliate her like that? You abandoned her. Diane, I said, taking a bite of my burger. She abandoned the marriage when she put her hands on another man. She can stay with you. I'm changing the locks tomorrow. You can't do that. It's her house. Actually, Diane, I bought the house in 2016. We married in 2020. It's premarital asset. And since she abandoned the property tonight to chase a married man, I'm securing the premises. Have a good night. Update. The morning after I went home this morning at 8 a.m. to pack a bag and get my tools. I expected Chloe to be there crying, begging, the usual cycle. She wasn't there, but her stuff was partially gone. It looked like a tornado hit the closet. I checked the Ring camera footage. At 2 a.m., a Honda Civic, her mom's, pulled up. Chloe stumbled out, still wearing her wet pool party dress, looking absolutely wrecked. They spent an hour throwing random crap into garbage bags, makeup, shoes, her straightener. But here is the kicker. At 3:30 a.m., Kyle showed up. I watched the footage with a cup of coffee in my hand. Kyle was banging on my door. He looked rough. No shirt. Still in the wet shorts. Chloe, let me in. Tiff locked me out. My cards aren't working. My doorbell camera captured audio perfectly. Chloe opened the door. She screamed, "Go away, Kyle. You told me you owned that house. You're a broke loser." Kyle screamed back, "You ruined my marriage." Tiff, cut me off. I need a place to crash. Not here. Chloe yelled. Mark is going to kill you if he finds you here. He's huge. Note, I am huge, and while I wouldn't kill him, I would definitely make him regret entering my zip code. Kyle kicked my ELS and walked off into the night. Final status, I'm single. My lawyer, my cousin Vinny, yes, really, he's a shark, says the video evidence of her public admission, the ex-touching, is enough to fast-track the infidelity clause in our state. Chloe is homeless. She's living in her childhood bedroom with her mom, who is already driving her crazy. Kyle is homeless and broke. Tiffany sent me a DM on Instagram this morning. It was a screenshot of Kyle's begging text to her with the caption, "Trash took itself out. Thanks for the assist." The video, someone posted the flip. It has 50K views. The caption is, "Dad bod summer, 1 cheaters 0. I'm keeping the house. I'm keeping the truck. I'm keeping the dog." She didn't even ask about him. She wanted an aesthetic. She got a reality check. She wanted a man with abs. She got a broke guy with a spray tan. I'm going to buy a recliner today, a big, ugly, comfortable leather one. And I'm going to sit in it, drink a beer, and enjoy the silence. Back. Flip out.